How's it going, Jack Tackers, and welcome back to another video for you guys. Today I'm going to be doing my 9th part in my If I Was the Showrunner series for Arrow Season 8. This is the Crisis on Infinite Earths episode, Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 5, just because this would be the last part in the Crisis on Infinite Earths storyline, because it makes the most sense, obviously, with Arrow ending and all that, so I decided to put the Arrow part for the last part. And I know some of you guys are going to be like, well, how are we going to know what's going on if we don't know the context of what's actually happening in Crisis? I didn't write a script for Crisis on Infinite Earths, and I didn't go into as much detail as I had with the previous episodes you guys have seen for Arrow, because I'm not writing, like, everything. I just wanted to focus on the Arrow stuff, but ultimately, I did write down some general things, like episode by episode for Crisis on Infinite Earths, so hopefully it's not too confusing. I'm going to try to go through this fast. If you have any questions and you, like, missed something, I guess let me know down in the comments. But I'm going to try to go through this Crisis summary pretty fast. Okay, so the first part of Crisis on Infinite Earths was the Supergirl episode. Second was Batwoman. Third was Legends. Fourth was The Flash. And then obviously fifth is Arrow. Basically, the first part of Crisis on Infinite Earths took place after Arrow episode 8. Barry and Oliver go and get Kara, and slowly but surely get the rest of the heroes, though I should note, Oliver and Felicity don't see each other here, just so it matches up with the Arrow Season 7 finale, since Felicity seems to have not seen Oliver since he left with the Monitor. Also, Oliver finds out about Renee's death once he meets back up with Team Arrow. So, yeah, that happens. The portal that opened up at the end of the last episode was more Thunderers to help fight with the Anti-Monitor. Multiple ships come out, and the heroes have an epic battle between them and the Thunderers. The heroes know Anti-Monitor might still be out there, so they go looking for him. This leads us to part 2 of the crossover. The Anti-Monitor swims out from his sunken spaceship and begins to release antimatter into the universe. He creates millions of portals to other Earths in the multiverse and starts destroying them. The Monitor gets back to Oliver in Star City and tells him and the other heroes what the Anti-Monitor is doing. He also warns them that he harnesses the antimatter in his armor, which helps him control it, and tells Oliver that they need Psycho Pirate to help them. If you remember Psycho Pirate from Elseworlds. Where'd I go? Okay. Batwoman overhears this and knows Psycho Pirate is in Arkham Asylum, obviously. She goes and gets him. The heroes go through the portals. The Anti-Monitor has created it and go on a manhunt to try and find him throughout the multiverse. Eventually, the Anti-Monitor has destroyed most of the multiverse and then begins to combine all the Earths into one so he can finish it off easier. This leads us to part 3 in the crossover. The multiverse no longer exists, and the Anti-Monitor begins to destroy the last Earth, Earth 1. Antimatter is released at a steady rate, and buildings and cities crumble. The heroes eventually find Anti-Monitor and start attacking him at full force. An epic battle ensues. More Thunderers come out from other portals and start fighting back. This leads us to part 4 of the crossover. Reverse Flash shows up, and him and Barry have their fight. So that would be the majority of the episode, because it's the Flash episode. Ultimately, Reverse Flash dies, and Barry is very weak here. The fight is still going on between the heroes and the Anti-Monitor. This battle is something like we've never seen in the Arrowverse. It's much larger than the battle that took place in episode 7 of Arrow. Heroes from the other Earths have come to fight as well, since some have been moved to this one Earth after their Earths have been destroyed. The Anti-Monitor begins to weaken finally, though Thunderers seem to keep coming. The Monitor even tries to stop the Anti-Monitor, but it's no use. This battle rages on for hours, but no dents are made. The heroes are nearly defeated, and this finally brings us to episode 5 of the crossover, which now I can finally get into somewhat of more detail with what happens in Arrow episode 9. Okay. Whew. So, the episode starts off with heavy breathing from Oliver. The camera pans over a completely destroyed Star City. Most of the buildings are in ruin. Our heroes are weaker than we've ever seen them. Oliver is kneeled down with soot and blood on his face. "Guys," we hear from up above. It's Batwoman. She's returned with Psycho Pirate. She swings down from her Batclaw. "Alright, what do you need me to do?" Psycho Pirate asks. "Kill that son of a bitch," Batwoman says as she points to Anti-Monitor. Anti-Monitor is slowly walking towards our weakened heroes. "You don't want to hurt anyone else," Psycho Pirate says as he projects his powers to control others' emotions from his mask, which that's what he's capable of doing. His mask can change, like, people's emotions. "No more," Psycho Pirate says. Oh wait, no, sorry. Shoot, hang on, I lost it. Yeah, so he could control people's emotions with his mask. Anti-Monitor begins to stop dead in his tracks. "No more," Psycho Pirate says. Anti-Monitor then shrugs the emotion he feels off and begins to say, "This world can be yours," to Psycho Pirate. "Whatever do you mean?" Psycho Pirate asks. "Once I'm done here, this single world can be all yours." He's lying here, by the way, because he obviously wants to destroy it. "You can do whatever you want with it, once these heroes are dead." Again, he's still lying. I mean, he does want the heroes to be dead, but yeah. "Don't fall for it," Batwoman says. He's lying. Psycho Pirate tries to resist Anti-Monitor's offer, but he fails. "All right then," he starts. Psycho Pirate turns around to punch Batwoman in the face. She ducks and kicks his legs out from under him. Anti-Monitor begins to call for his army of Thunderers. There's millions of them. Oliver sees all of this go down. He turns behind him and sees Barry lying in the rubble of the buildings, not moving. "Barry!" he shouts. Oliver inches over to him. "Barry, hey, buddy, get up. You're all right." Oliver?" Barry struggles for words. "Hey, we're not done. It's not over. We can still win," Oliver tries to assure him. The sounds of ships swarming after our heroes blasts through the skies. The rumble of thunderers running towards them can be felt. "It is over, Oliver. We tried, but we..." Barry pauses and gasps for air. "We failed," Barry says. "Not yet," Oliver says with confidence. Out in the distance, Oliver sees a single building remaining. "We're going to be fine, trust me," Oliver tells Barry. "Kara," Oliver shouts. "Get over here and help Barry now. I'm going to go up and try to get a shot at the Anti-Monitor's armor." Kara flies over and uses her freeze breath on Barry's wounds. Oliver begins to run after the one remaining building. As he gets closer, he sends a grapple arrow to the top and swings himself up. All of our heroes see Oliver do this and begin to get the motivation to go after all the Thunderers trying to attack them. Team Arrow all yell, "For Renee!" as they ride after Thunderers in their motorcycles. Superman, Martian Manhunter, the Atom, and Black Lightning are flying overhead of Team Arrow. Batman is in his Batmobile. Wally West, Jesse Quick, Jay Garrick, 90s Flash, and Earth 19 Flash are all running towards the Thunderers. Killer Frost is gliding across the sky with her ice paths she's creating. I don't really know what those are called, so I call them ice paths. Oliver is at the top of the building trying to get a shot at the Anti-Monitor. He knows his suit is damaged after Slade stabbed him with the tree branch back on Lian Yu. Oliver begins firing arrows at the Anti-Monitor while Batwoman and the other Legends are trying to pin him down. Legends of Tomorrow. Oliver makes contact with the Anti-Monitor suit, though the suit isn't quite broken. 30 arrows later, Oliver is down to one last arrow. At this point, the Anti-Monitor has weakened Batwoman and the Legends and breaks free from their clutches. He begins to charge after Oliver. Psycho Pirate uses his mask powers to make Oliver not so angry at the Anti-Monitor, therefore causing him to lower his bow. Oliver eventually breaks free from Psycho Pirate's powers and gets his bow ready. Everything begins to get quiet. Oliver breathes slowly. He tries to make his shot the one to destroy the Anti-Monitor's armor. Finally, Oliver releases his arrow. The camera follows the arrow as it tracks directly to the Anti-Monitor. The arrow hits the armor in the chest region in the middle of a crack already caused by another arrow. Oliver stands completely still in fear. Suddenly, the Anti-Monitor's armor begins to crack. "No. What have you done?" the Anti-Monitor shouts. The armor breaks. A bright white light beams across the world, temporarily blinding everyone. Eventually, this bright white light goes away. Oliver tries to get a grip on his surroundings. The world. It's back to normal. All the Thunderers have disappeared. The antimatter that was released is gone. "No!" the Anti-Monitor yells. "This is not what was supposed to happen." The Anti-Monitor makes it up to where Oliver is and grabs him. At this point, Barry has been healed and sees this happening. Barry rushes up to the top of the building to try and save Oliver. "Keep running," Oliver says to Barry. The Anti-Monitor picks up Oliver and chucks him over the side of the building. Barry cries out no and furiously attacks the Anti-Monitor. The Anti-Monitor opens up a portal and leaves. Barry is confused, yet goes down to the bottom of the building to retrieve Oliver's body. It's nowhere to be found. Barry is in a fit of tears, as is everyone else. They all wonder where his body has went, but all assume the worst anyway. They think Oliver is dead. Trampoline Stripped by Shade plays. It's a song. It's really good and emotional song. I feel like it fits this situation, so Barry is devastated. Team Arrow are crushed. The heroes all walk away in slow motion. Then the camera pans up from them slowly. The episode ends. Crisis on Infinite Earths is over, but Arrow Season 8 isn't. So that was episode 9 of Arrow Season 8, the second to last episode, the penultimate episode. This is the final part in Crisis on Infinite Earths. So I guess stay tuned for episode 10, the series finale of Arrow. Let me hear what you guys thought of this episode down in the comments below. And if you guys liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Spook.